And welcome, Fernando.
Hello, hi.
Hello, welcome.
Oh, hello, Fernando.
There's going to be an interactive element to this session.
Yeah,
Yes.
about digital learning and how to interact in between people and digital humans. So avatars, online, ongoing medical simulation. I prepared the material from real experiences with a colleague of mine from Boston. They are from the Harvard Medical School, Mass General Hospital, and some other teaching hospitals from Boston. And another colleague of mine from Italy, like me. We designed and developed a platform to mirror the real environment. The real environment is originally a hybrid reality solution, like the one in my virtual background today. And because coronavirus, we were in need to think about a different solution in order to enable teamwork as well as cooperation and team organization, ongoing the pandemic. And in general, we are developing this solution to enable, let's say, a highly flexible learning setting, merging both people into a real physical place and the people within one or more different virtual places. So attending remotely, like us today. And the platform allows for some interaction. I'm about to start sharing some pre-recorded material from myself and mainly from attendees that experienced online some activities, medical simulation. Then, if someone wishes to test the platform, we can have a dry run in real time. So I will share an online address in order to allow, just in case someone that would love to first-hand try, jump into the same platform. So allow me sharing my screen. I'm here today attending also on behalf of Barbara, Roxane, and Rebecca. So Italy, Switzerland, and the United States, all together. And this is the platform. So let's jump directly into the platform, for the moment looking at some pre-recorded material.
Welcome to the Digital Learning Workshop. We are happy to be here with you today. Our focus is about tele-simulation and online cooperation. The key questions are, how can we design engaging and effective online learning? How can we perform tele-simulation? How can we make digital learning authentic and not overproduced? How can we apply gamification strategies to enhance online cooperation? Last but not least, is avatar-based role-playing something useful?
Let's keep some thoughts about the avatar for the end of our conversation. And please, let's start meeting Roxane Gardner, and let's jump into our platform.
Hello, my name is Roxane Gardner. I'm an OBGYN physician at Brigham and Women's Hospital, and I'm the Senior Director of Clinical Programs at the Center for Medical Simulation in Boston. I'm delighted to share with you today a brief, condensed video of a beta testing we did using the initial online version of eReal. Prior to COVID, at our center, we had an enhanced reality laboratory system, which was existing in brick and mortar in a room. With the COVID experience, we had to transition quickly to an online version. Here, we have gathered a team of interprofessional clinicians to practice organizing themselves to manage a crisis using a paradigm called name, claim, aim. You'll also hear at the end from these participants their thoughts and reflections about their experiences.
Pavan, I'll step up.
Okay, Pavan, great.
Bram, I'll play too.
Okay, Bran, wonderful.
This is Catherine. I'll play also.
Okay, you got a little bit of a team here, Pavan, going. So
let's try AE. No idea what that stands for.
AE.
Pavan, Marjorie, I'm on your team too.
So I guess trying to apply the name, claim, aim role. Name would be that we're out in the wilderness, and if something were to happen, let's try to claim some roles. And I guess since I'm continuing to speak and I started, I'll be the event manager. Catherine, what role would you be able to take?
I can do CPR.
Okay. And Bram?
I can do airway. I'm the one person who has a little mask here in my pocket.
And I'll do circulation or stabilization of acute injuries that might occur.
Okay. If I could have one more person help out with calling for help, because I think out in the wilderness, that'll be more important than any of these other things.
And I'm wondering about equipment. What emergency equipment might we have thought about that we have already?
Roxane, do we have any equipment or?
You don't have a satellite radio, but you all have your cell phones. I'm not quite sure what the signal is reachable in this wilderness area, but I guess you'll find out. And there's at least a couple of you who thought ahead and had first aid kits.
Excellent.
Okay, typical for what you would do with hiking. You ready to start the video?
Sure.
Okay, ready to go on the hike.
So there's water.
Okay. Lots of different things could definitely happen here.
Okay, pause it right there.
So, of course, being an ER doctor, I kind of look at myself as going to the foot of the bed, and if I could have the team assemble around the patient, the foot of the patient. And I guess let's start out with, we have potentially an injured patient is the situation. She's screaming. And so if we could have our team assess the situation.
I'll go to the head and take airway and talk to her, try to calm her down.
I can assess the circulation.
And Marjorie, if you could examine the patient.
Okay, so I'm trying to check out what's not in our view.
Yep.
You can assume she has an injured ankle.
Okay, and is there? I would like to do a little further assessment. Is it pulseless? Does she have a pulse?
She has a pulse. She's responsive. She's screaming. She's crying and moaning.
Okay, so I'm reporting back the information that we found in our assessment to the leader. The question, and I'm wondering if it seems like she might not be able to walk and continue on with us, so we need a plan. Thinking the next step might be to get a plan for how we're going to get her out of here.
Okay, and so Marjorie, if you could call for help, can we try having someone call their phone, use their phone to call 911?
I have no signal.
You have no signal? Oh, come on, Bram. So you have someone with a different service?
I have a signal.
Oh.
Thank you, Catherine.
And I noticed that the wound on her forehead is just a bruise, but there's actually a bleeding cut at the back of her head. So I'd like to request the team's input on what to do about that, because I think we need to try to preserve her circulation.
I think we're going to be looking to calm her down and talk to her, and it looks like we may have a leg injury and maybe a head injury is what we're sizing this up as. And so our plan is to ensure that we're safe around us. Thank you, Elaine, for that. And access help. So Catherine, you were able to get signal. Did 911 respond to you?
They did. They're going to try to get a team out here. There's nowhere to land a helicopter, so they're going to have to figure out where they can land and how far they'll have to hike in to retrieve her.
Excellent. I'm going to end the scenario. Thank you very much. So, What are your initial reactions?
It was amazing how real it felt in terms of kind of the stress of trying to figure out, what we had available to us in terms of resources and how we were going to figure out the patient's injuries.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, I think I will say comment technology as well. The full screen interactive piece definitely does embed you in there and creates an element there. But I mean, it was definitely great having a team and be able to talk through it.
Hello, it is great to be speaking with you today. I'm Dr. Rebecca Meinhard. I'm an anesthesiologist. I specialize in obstetric anesthesia, and I practice at the Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston. I also am a simulation educator, and I direct the anesthesia clinical courses at the Center for Medical Simulation, also in Boston. And I also am the network simulation officer for the Massachusetts General Hospital. I was very excited when I started working with Fernando and the eReal platform, because it just afforded a level of engagement for our participants learning these challenging applications of crisis resource management skills. And so in particular, this paradigm that we teach now, the name, claim, aim mnemonic, to help people apply the crisis resource management principles more in an organized fashion. That was a little bit more challenging to do before we started using eReal. And I used to use it in a brick and mortar fashion, which was very engaging, where people could actually interact with the scenario that was broadcast on the wall. They could touch the screen. It was very engaging. Now that it's moved to an online platform, I'm really excited, because I do feel like there's a lot more opportunity to reach people and to have them practice these very challenging skills that are challenging to apply anyway in the midst of a crisis. And so I'm really excited about this possibility, and especially using avatars and being able to slow down, speed up, pause videos and engage people in a wider audience in a virtual platform is really exciting.
Rebecca, I'm really happy to be with you today. And let me please ask you something that, in my opinion, could be very important also for all the people that are with us. Which problems this platform may solve from a medical simulation perspective? Do you think other people may benefit from the same platform or not? Take the liberty to be very frank.
Yes, so I always like to be very frank. I think that the medical community can really benefit because of the wide range that people can engage within the platform. It can support multiple learners at once. You can have a lot of fluidity with who is engaging in the actual scenario. We can pause and engage the whole group to debrief. It's more interactive than just, say, watching a video, where that's sort of what we're limited by right now with the pandemic ongoing. And I don't see the virtual environments going away. In fact, I see them only being used more because of their vast utility. For the non-medical purposes, I can see a lot of benefit, because this is the kind of platform that you could use for communication, teaching, leadership. You could introduce these, crisis resource management principles may look different in different specialties, but elements of leadership and inclusivity, problem solving in a dynamic fashion, getting lots of voices and cognitive diversity to generate solutions. I think that's all applicable to many fields. And so that's the type of platform that this supports, that eReal in a virtual platform supports. And so the content may look a little different, but the principles remain the same. And I think it just has wide applicability.
Thank you. Very, very important having you sharing with us your insights. Yeah. Allow me, please, for a second question about the future scenarios. Which directions, in your opinion, we have to follow with our platform development that could really fulfill your needs as a simulation expert and educator?
I like the ideas that you're exploring with the diagnostic reasoning and investigation of patient scenarios. So, for example, having a person be able to be interviewed using footage collected from real patients or even generated on computers. I like that idea for new learners. I think that there's a lot of opportunity there, and especially if it could be used for boosting, for example, medical students or new physician assistants or anyone who's just sort of coming into the clinical field, especially in early stages, to look for how do you ask questions of people, what are you looking for, how do you hone your diagnostic reasoning. I think that that's really great. I see that the opportunities to really engage in learning how to manage and organize around medical crises, those are applicable, I think, at all stages. In fact, I've started teaching or facilitating simulations using even the most novice learners to sort of open their eyes to crisis management principles and leadership opportunities, even like with brand new interns. However, that's all done in person with only small groups. And so the level of discussion is, I think, a little limited by the small size of the in-person groups. And this would afford much more rich discussion, I think, because more people would be able to engage. So that, I think, is very exciting. The one challenge I will just say with any virtual environment is that as a facilitator in simulation, being used to observing and in-person, debriefings, those kinds of things, there's a lot of subtle nonverbal cues that go on that I have missed when I have moved a lot of my teaching into the virtual realm. And so that, I think, is just a change that we as educators have to consider, that there might be a tense moment that we might miss because we can feel it. We have other sort of senses. We can sense that more in an in-person event, whereas we might miss things in a virtual event. But that just makes our job different because we will just have to be more deliberate about investigating those kinds of things. So, but otherwise, I think that the future, the future is very bright for this type of environment. And I think all of our problems, many of our problems relate to not being able to reach enough people at a convenient time. And this solves a lot of that in a very engaging way.
Thank you. Thank you. So now, what next? Avatars.
We at eReal are excited to introduce Louise, a newborn digital human, to the workplace. Louise is designed to simulate real people with real personalities and real emotions. Her versatile attitudes are essential for recreating ultra-realistic interactions through a virtual environment.
Hello, everybody. My name is Barbara Bertagni. I'm a psychologist, founder, and managing partner of LogosNet. Fully agree with our avatar Louise. The key idea of our work is allowing learners to have real interaction in a virtual environment. From a psychological point of view, what I love in this solution is that real people work together as a real team, interacting in a natural way without wearing glasses or headsets, and the technology is user-friendly. This makes the learning authentic and not overproduced.
Just to summarize before jumping into another experience and then directly to the platform: glasses-free experiences, a platform into the Amazon Web Services cloud, and a platform allowing for touch interaction, like the eReal hybrid setting. That is where the platform comes from, because into the eReal phygital, let's say, physical and digital, or hybrid setting, people may touch and interact with both virtual and real objects. Virtual objects are those projected onto the walls. Real objects may be a medical tool or a patient simulator, like a mannequin, are directly from the real world inside the simulation scenario. For sure, a virtual platform is not like a real mixed setting or hybrid setting, but it's something that could be close enough if we skip special glasses, if we allow people to talk, to look at while remotely working all together, and if we keep simple the experience. So what we are doing with this platform, and we are still beta testing the platform, and just in case if someone from our audience would love to be part of our beta testing, please let me know, writing via the socials or by email or by the app for this event, because we are really trying to develop an easy-to-use solution that allow for teamwork and team organization in a very easy way. This is part of the solution because in medical simulation, there are technical skills to hone, to boost, to develop, and there are at the same time behavioral, cognitive and metacognitive skills to boost. And teamwork, team organization, cooperation, knowledge sharing, as well as negotiation, sometimes conflict management among people belonging to the same team or to different teams that are working together, are part of the scenario. And into the simulation, we have to recreate as much as possible realistic scenarios, even if for sure this is not the real world. This is a virtualized version of the real world. Please let me know if there are questions so far, because we can, just in case, answer also questions in real time. And now we are entering same platform, same case, so learning, name, claim, aim, with a different and larger faculty. All the people listed, let me open totally, listed into the screen now are part of the faculty. Roxane, Jenny, Rebecca, they are from the Harvard Center for Medical Simulation. Christian Balmer is from a Swiss hospital. Clément Boulon is from a French hospital. Francis Morin, Ariel Levy, they are from the University of Montreal, Canada, and from the University Hospital. The other, it's me. This is the European Society for Medical Simulation, an event held a couple of months ago. Same platform, but in this case, there is an avatar inside the platform, not only projected over the screen. And in this case, the avatar is animated by Roxane Gardner. After a very beginning where the avatar is talking by herself. After we will see a third and last different variation about the same program. Let's jump into this second example.
This is the eReal platform, which is where we'll see the scene. So it looks like you see a ceiling and a floor. It appears like a room. There are 3 walls you can see. On the 2 side walls, you can see there are some cognitive aids for managing critical events. The name, claim, aim is represented in different forms there. So anything, Jenny, should I add anything else? Is that okay?
That sounds great, Rebecca.
Perfect. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and start, and I'll hand over to Francine.
Am I going to be okay? Ah! Oh my God, I'm hurt. Please help me. Is there someone that can help me? Oh. Ah! Oh my God, I'm in pain. Help me, please. I think I'm bleeding from my forehead. My foot's killing me.
Hello, miss. We're a group of colleagues from the local hospital. We're going to help you. Please don't move. Just wait a little bit here.
Okay.
Okay, team.
It's very hard to not move. I'm in pain.
Yeah. Just stay there, and you'll be okay. Yes. Team. I'm going to name the situation. We have an injured woman with a head wound, a sprained or fractured ankle, and we are in a remote area.
Okay.
So I'm going to claim I can take charge, but I'm going to need your help and ideas for best management here. Is that okay with you guys?
Sure, of course.
Sir.
We'll help you.
Let's go.
Okay.
What do you want me to do?
So Nacho, can you contact the park ranger?
Okay, I'm going to chat and I'm going to text the rescue team.
Okay, Clément, can you attend to the patient?
Yes, I'm going to take care of her.
And Christian, what's your idea on what to do next?
Well, I think we have to be very careful. Take her out of here. It's dangerous, and we need to bring her to a hospital. So what I could do is create something to carry her away. What do you think?
Okay, that's a good idea. So the aim here is really to move her out of the trail safely and meet the park rangers on the way. Does anyone have any other ideas, or am I forgetting something?
That's fine. I'm calling to the rescue team. I'll let you know what happens, okay?
Okay.
And I'll be right back with the stretcher. Oh, here it is. Here's my stretcher.
Hello, miss.
Okay.
Is there any other thing that your forehead and ankle that's hurt you?
What, my forehead? My forehead hurts.
Okay.
I think I'm bleeding.
From where?
From my head. It feels like blood is dripping down my head.
Okay, I'll have a look at that.
And my ankle hurts.
Okay, I'll try to make something for you.
So, am I going to be okay?
Yeah, you're going to be okay. Have you any medical or health?
So I got a message from the park ranger. They can be here in 2 hours. What do you think we should do?
Okay, so I think at this point we're going to have to. I think that we're going to have to change our aim here, and maybe we're going to need to to make a stretcher and to start. Be able to carry her down. But first, I think we have to immobilize the leg. What do you guys think?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's a good plan.
Well, we'll need to play around.
This simulation is over. Thank you so much, team, for demonstrating this name, claim, aim. And participants, thank you so much for standing by. In our non-virtual world, we look forward to doing this workshop with you and having you take care of this patient. But in our virtual world, we chose to do this as a demonstration. So what I'd like to do now, participants from all over the world, if you would so kindly join me for a moment, maybe 2 minutes of discussion.
Let's say this. Interaction with avatars rather than as avatars. A big difference compared with other solutions from Second Life ongoing. In this case, we are not behaving and interacting as avatars. We, as real humans, in this case the faculty, we are interacting with an avatar. And as people from medical simulation are used to do, we are providing, in this scene was Roxane Gardner, our voice to the avatar in order to have the avatar performing standardized patient into a real simulation classroom. Usually patient simulators, mannequins, are animated from the control room using real voices that are directly from instructors. We are doing the same into this scene, or better, half and a half. We started with the avatar performing some artificial talk. And then we moved toward a real human being providing directly the voice. This is a cut from a longer simulation online. Having a real human being providing the voice to the avatar allows for very intelligent answers and very intelligent communication. This is not guaranteed if the avatar is fully programmed by us as instructional designers. Because artificial intelligence today is for sure far from compared with human and natural intelligence. So we started with a first scenario, better a first example, a classroom totally empty except the entirely projected walls. Just some drawing ongoing the simulation. We had a second example, pretty the same classroom, with an avatar in the middle of the classroom. Now I'm to approach a third, slightly different example. And it's me interacting and talking to the avatar before entering our platform online directly.
Am I going to be okay? Ah! Oh, my God, I'm hurt. Please, help me. Is there someone that can help me? Oh. Oh. Ah! Oh, my God, I'm in pain. Help me, please. I think I'm bleeding from my forehead. My foot's killing me.
Hey, what is your name?
Yeah, my name is Janet. Oh.
How long have you been feeling the pain?
About 10 minutes.
Is the pain constant?
Yes, and the foot is killing me.
Are you able to walk?
No.
Oh, today we are at season. And we are experiencing some troubles with evacuating you. How we can do?
I'm in severe pain. I'm very worried because I do not know how to get out of here. There's nowhere to land a helicopter and no signal on my cell phone. Ah!
Let me ask you something for our colleagues at CESAM here today. What is your job?
I am a digital human performing as a standardized patient. During the scene, I just played the role of an injured lady, but not now.
What is an avatar?
People usually say that I'm an avatar or a digital human, perhaps a twin. I do not have a better answer. What I know is that I'm helping with digital simulation.
What is an avatar? I cannot ask an avatar what is an avatar or who is an avatar. This is a main limitation. An avatar, so far, at least we are not able to program her or it in a way that has some metacognitive processes enabled, allowing the same avatar to answer at a meta level questions about the same avatar. This is a big difference compared with talking to a real human being performing maybe as an avatar. A second limitation is that the avatar doesn't understand the words, can only recognize keywords that we pre-uploaded into the system. So an avatar may only understand a few words. This means we have to follow sequences, procedures, paths, pretty specific, with a real human being performing, or better, providing his or her voice to an avatar. We may, just in case, follow something that is happening in real time within the team that is learning into the platform or into a digital classroom. Those are the main differences in between when we provide our voices and our intelligence to the avatars, and pre-programmed digital humans. For basic purposes, for skill training, basic skill training are good enough. Today we can talk a lot with an avatar. We can learn how to apply dialogical techniques, as well as how to investigate something that occurred to a patient, like in this case, because it's enough uploading into the system expected questions and all the answers that we assume that are good enough to keep the simulation ongoing. But for sure, this is not a human being, so there are constraints and limitations. Let's go further, and let's jump into the platform, just in case someone from our audience would like to enter the platform. The address, I can open better my slide. Once there, we have to enroll as learners. We have to put the word, all in small letters, test, in order to join the room, and ideally to enter our name or nickname, plus deciding which server we prefer. It's pretty the same, are video gaming servers to reach. If someone is willing to join me, I'm opening the platform. I'm clicking here. I'm jumping as facilitator, so I have to add also a password. You have not in need to add the password. I write the name of the classroom that is test. In this case, I keep Europe because I'm currently in Italy. And as a facilitator, I enter the platform. If someone is willing to join me, please enter the platform, and this is the list of the people that, just in case, is attending with me. Now we are into the platform. It's the one from Boston, from the Center for Medical Simulation. There are a lot of acronyms because only the teacher, only the learning facilitator should know the meaning behind the acronym, mainly to engage people with unforeseen scenarios, scenes, in order to perform 5-6 times in 20 minutes, on average, the same mnemonic. So the mnemonic is a name, claim, name. For instance, I'm opening a different scene. We can write, highlight, say something about where put ourselves, highlighting something from the walls. We can take a screenshot. We can, just in case, write post-its and share post-its among all the people that are attending. In the while something wrong happened, was a shooting. Something is happening there, not here, so I can delete. I can also delete all, but in this case I lose all. If I need to put people at ease with the checklist, I can do like this. I can close again the checklist, and I find the checklist and all the flagged items mirrored over the walls. If vice versa, I need to put people under time pressure, I can start a timer. So a number of features, as you can see. I'm mirroring again. And what is mirrored changed. And let me share, for instance, Lady Gaga, a concert. Or something like this. Very different scenarios where many things may happen over the walls and just in case into the middle of the room. The room, as I was saying, is mirroring a real brick and mortar medical simulation facility. What doesn't change, because it's the same program, is the mnemonic and the checklist. And the system keeps memory, because when I opened, was like I was closing into the other scene. Same, we have a number of basic features that we can share. So this is a way to cooperate, is a way to live all together. Just in case we can explore. Sometimes in medical simulation is important exploring the environments, even if in this case is a purely virtual environment, and we can go back. In some of these scenes, we have avatars. This is a different avatar compared with the previous one we were looking at.
Hello. We at eReal are excited to introduce Louise, a new...
Stop. I prefer skipping the avatar, maybe going by myself around and starting understanding what Mr. Bean is doing here. Many of those are unexpected situations where medical personnel, paramedical personnel as well, nursing personnel has to learn how to apply name, claim, aim. Same mnemonic and checklist, very different environments. And I'm about to jump into our conclusions. We need people able to react quickly to very rapidly changing circumstances, able to work within a medical simulation center that today has to be a 5.0 medical simulation center. Business as usual is not good enough.
As usual was often good enough. No more. Where we are going, good enough is dead. In a world where everything is connected, where everything is equally excellent, where performance is reaching perfection, there's only one space left to innovate in. You. Science fiction is becoming science fact. Think about self-driving cars or computers that can learn and think. The way we work will never be the same. The skills we need will be dramatically different. Winning or losing are now happening faster than ever before. So what's your response?
It's really a big question mark. What do you think? Barbara,
hello,
please.
everybody. Fernando walked us through Society 5.0. What about learning? How can we better prepare learners for the digital society? Keywords for the future of education are interpersonal skills, focusing on emotional intelligence, empathy, cooperation, leadership, accessible and inclusive learning, finding new ways to guarantee participation and involvement in the learning process, problem-based and collaborative learning, encouraging peer collaboration that is a key competence at work. Technology skills, including digital responsibility and the use of technology. We do believe that all these points are strategic for the future of simulation, and the main question is, how can we sustain the faculty's path towards an agile teaching approach? I would like to share with you some of our experiences based on collaborative learning in a mixed reality immersive setting. Let's jump into an immersive room where learners can practice handling realistic situations in real time, visualizing 2 and 3D images without the need to wear glasses or helmets, in a very natural way. All the surfaces are interactive and writable, and the technology is user-friendly, allowing the facilitator to switch scenario and change parameters in a very immediate way. It's a mixed reality setting where real people and real objects coexist and interact with virtual ones. Mixed reality could be a powerful resource to fight COVID and other situations in which healthcare professionals have to quickly learn how to cooperate remotely and how to share knowledge. Please allow me to say that there is a trend that COVID is accelerating. Reality in the digital age is becoming more and more virtual and based on being part of shared infospheres. Learning to share knowledge and operational know-how within a virtual team could be of vital importance to save lives. And from an educational perspective, MR works better than augmented or purely virtual reality. We performed a number of practical researches on this, and the results are clear. The feedback we receive most often is that learners didn't expect such easy access to an intensively engaging and meaningful experience. We are very happy about this because our efforts are aimed at designing solutions that empower learning with a strong focus on the user experience, both for learners and the trainers.
Just in case for questions, I'm here, available later today, tomorrow, the coming conference days. There is a paper that is available for all the conference attendees about our first experiences into this platform. As I was saying at the beginning, and as Barbara was saying right now, the online platform is part of a solution that is a mixed reality solution or a hybrid setting to mirror online virtually what usually we do into a brick and mortar facility. And in case you were interested in learning more or in beta testing our solution, please write me and join us.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was really, really interesting. And we don't have a great deal of time for live questions now, but if anyone has one, we can just, I think, fit in one or maybe two quick questions. Yeah, I thought it was really interesting. I suppose the fact that some of the things you're training don't happen very often or in a very convenient location in the first place means that taking them virtual for practice made sense anyway. So has COVID perhaps accelerated the direction that you were going in already?
Yes, a little bit. This is the trend, and in my opinion, won't stop after COVID, even if quite surely we will be back more and more into hybrid reality settings, so where there is the merging of virtual and real objects, and not only purely virtual reality, even if glasses free.
Where are you based, Fernando? Where are you?
In Turin, Italy. So
right.
for me is 11 p.m.
Right. So we will. If you have questions for Fernando, please do send them over. But perhaps we won't keep Fernando any later than we already have. But thank you very much for fascinating.
It's me. Thanking you. All the best. Bye bye. Thank you to all.
Bye bye.